Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Freeman Field here on the campus of Connecticut College in historic New London, Connecticut, where this afternoon the Camels are set to take on the Diplomats of Franklin and Marshall College in the second round of the NCAA Division III Men's Soccer Tournament. Hello again and welcome. I am Andrew Pizzelli bringing you the call here this afternoon. Second round action between these two teams who are familiar with each other. A rematch a year in the making. These two teams met last year in the second round on Franklin Marshall's home field. Con prevailed 7-6 in PKs in the round of 32. Jake Crayo scored in the 79th to put the Camels ahead. Koa Kalibi forced overtime in the 83rd. The teams shot pretty even in overtime, and then it was Krayos again who delivered for the Camels in the 7th round of the shootout to advance the Camels to the Sweet 16 in an eventual run to the Elite 8 of the NCAA tournament. And now it is Franklin and Marshall who is hoping to return the favor here this afternoon here on the Camels' home field. So how did we get here? Connecticut College earned it the hard way. They knocked off two-time defending champion Amherst on the road, 4-2 in PKs, then outlasted Williams 2-1 before topping Middlebury 3-1 for their first ever NESCAC championship. And then yesterday in the first round, the Camels easily dispatched Suffolk University. They leapt out to a 4-0 lead in an eventual 4-1 victory to eliminate the Conference of New England champions. Meanwhile, Franklin and Marshall had a 7-1-1 record in the Centennial Conference, good enough for a bye into the semifinals. However, they dropped that matchup to Muhlenberg 2-1 and needed an at-large bid to get into the tournament. And yesterday, the only scoring of the day was in the 49th minute. A PK from Connor and Durko proved to be all that the Diplomats would need to edge Western Connecticut and set the stage for this rematch here today. And it is a gorgeous day here in New London, quite literally cloudless here at the field. You cannot ask for much better weather between these two teams for this matchup. Con on the year, 11-2-6. They've won their last three. Franklin and Marshall, 10-2-7 on the road. Winners of one in a row. Yesterday's matchup against Western Connecticut. In the goal, Nolan Booth, the junior from Nazareth, Pennsylvania, will man the pipes for Franklin and Marshall. In the goal to our right, as the Diplomats wearing their road blacks with white numbers and trim moving from right to left. The Camels will turn, as always, to Peter Sylvester, the senior keeper from Smith's, Bermuda, in the goal to our left. The Camels in their home whites, navy and light blue letters, numbers, and trim. Winner of this game advances to the Sweet 16. Same stakes as last season. And we are ready to go here in New London. And we thank you for finding us here on NCAA.com to tune in to this Region 4 action. 11th consecutive tournament appearance for Franklin and Marshall. First time that the Camels have gotten to the tournament via the automatic qualifier, winning their first ever conference title in men's soccer. Just the second title in the NESCAC in school history for the Camels, who were the 2021 NCAA champions. Diplomats will start with the ball, moving from right to left. And this second round game between Connecticut College and Franklin and Marshall is underway. High, booming kick from the midfield out to the left side. Mendo will head it ahead into space, and it's controlled by Horwitz down the left side. Lays it into the corner. The cross blocked out front by Miles. Out high, it's driven towards the goal, takes a deflection, and hops to Sylvester. And you're going to see a lot of that here today from Franklin and Marshall. 11th in the country in shots per game, 18.5. They just want to put the ball into action towards the goal. Now, this may be their hardest test of the year, going up against a very good defensive team in Connecticut College. 15th best goals against average in the country. And one of the best goalies in Camels history, and in the NCAA right now, Peter Sylvester. We'll get into some of his stats later on in the broadcast. Mendo will throw in here from the near touchline for Connecticut College. Knocked away by the Diplomats. Haberman trying to juggle it at midfield. He does. Trying to work his way around Kalibi. Ball up for grabs and pop back into the Camels' end of the field. Kalesoglu launches it down the left side. Scafone trying to track it into the corner. He does. Knifed back out wide. And we get a whistle on the whiff here. .43-33 to go. It's going to be a deep throw-in from the far side. Mendo will fling it into the box, headed first by the Diplomat. Scafone out at the 18, launches it back into the middle, into the fray once again. Ball up for grabs. Franklin and Marshall trying to clear it, cannot. Still juggled. And now rolled out to midfield, but Beam will keep it alive. Haberman. Now Miles up the middle. Kalesoglu twisting away from Borden. Will play it up for grabs down the left side, and Scafone can't get there in time. Now seeing Max Haberman already early on. The midfield going to be so important in this game here today. Haberman, second team all-conference. Just one goal on the year, but has been instrumental in controlling that midfield for Connecticut College. Goal kick coming here from Booth. Miles. Now Rajaran can't get to it in time. Jack Borden down the right side. And this one's knifed up the touchline, stays in play. Booth, low line drive. That one's blocked out at midfield and sent out of play by the Diplomats. The Camels started hot yesterday. Never trailed. Led 4-0. It was a much more of a rock fight for Franklin and Marshall. And a foul here at midfield. Player down for the Camels as well. And this free kick will be about straight away, and the official is going to stop time. 41:36 to go. Beam and Duran will take the kick here. Almost straight away. About 28 yards, almost 30 yards away from the goal. Camel set up almost everybody to the left side here. And now they spread out. Duran will strike it, and it's deflected. And this should be a corner, and it is. Sam Beam, senior captain for the Camels, will place it down in the near corner right side. Early opportunities here for the Camels to leap in front. Beam signals and swings the left leg. Chips it right into the fray. It's punched out by Booth. Scafone trying to track it down left side, and he does. Works his way into the box. Chips it, deflected by the Diplomats. Borden plays it back out to the left wing side. Ball still loose. Bounced out to midfield now. And headed ahead by the Camels. Into the box. Scafone trying to hop around a man. Lost it at the 18. Beam comes crashing in. Ball knifed to the far side. Borden will watch it sail, and it will belong to the Diplomats. Well, nearly 5 minutes gone, and it's been all Camels here so far. Adam Green has it poked free. Diplomats will keep. Quick throw in here down the right side. Ball loose in the box. Miles spinning backwards with it. Forced to play it up to the far touchline, and that's not out. Players spill out in the box. No call. Rolled up to midfield. More collisions at midfield, and it's taken away by the Diplomats. Kalibi now dancing his way towards the 18, stood up by Hoke. Fantastic play made by the freshman back. Beam down the left side, trying to get it to Scafone. Booth will get there first and fire it over the far touchline and out. Camels keeping the pressure on. And for large stretches of the year, struggled to score, but have averaged 3 goals per game in their last 3 outings. And really found the offense since a home loss here against Wesleyan, with made many think that the Camels may not have a chance to win the NESCAC, let alone host here in the NCAAs. This throw-in popped towards the cage, knocked back, thrown towards the net. Booth off the bounce will field it. Sometimes you never want to lose games, but losses can come at the right time. That loss to Wesleyan really sparked this Connecticut College team on their way to going and winning the NESCAC for the first time in program history. Foul here. Gavin Vandenberg, junior from Lake Forest Park, Washington, knocked down at midfield. The Camels bringing the action right now to the Diplomats. Forced to play on their heels right here. Free kick 10 yards over midfield. Offset to the near side. With 38 minutes to go here in the first. Duran drives it with the right leg. It's wide of the cage, and it sails out of play. Diplomats try and maintain some possession here. This ball deflected. Hopping towards the Camels' end. Flicked across. Kalesoglu will knife it back to Sylvester. His kick sails over midfield. Beam tracking it. Headed back by Jack Nuri. Mendo will shield and let it go out, keeping it away from Nick Petruso. Haberman rushing to midfield. Pushed from behind by Horwitz. Nuri now. Make this Kalibi. Sprints down the left side. 3 Camels come to track him into the corner, including Mendo, who cuts off the angle and peels the ball away. Beam. Hard work from Duran, but Kalibi almost won it back. Mendo lost it. Picked off by Nuri. Out to midfield. Borden. Franklin and Marshall trying to settle things down here. And Durko from midfield lifts it towards the 18. Mendo there to head it away first. Juggled out high and still kept alive by Horwitz. Plays it into the box. Hoke tries to fire it backwards. Ball still loose at the 18. Lots of action in front. Kalibi reaching for it. Kalibi trying to get to the left foot, and Hoke again pokes it away at the last moment. That's 2 big-time defensive plays by Dylan Hoke here in the early going. Freshman against the senior. 8 goals, 2 assists on the year for Kalibi. Here come the Diplomats. This one laid to the 18, poked left side. Looking to turn with it is Petruso. He's shielded from the shot by Mendo. All the way back out high it comes to Nuri. Nuri, little give and go. Petruso looking to get to his right foot. Out to midfield, return to Nuri, left side. Hoke, who else? Sprints and takes it away. Trying to slide it up the touchline. He deflects it off the Diplomats and out. Well, right now, the defensive MVP for the Camels is Dylan Hoke. Perugini just blasts it back down to the Franklin and Marshall end. And it hops to the hands of Nolan Booth. Booth with Vandenberg in front of him, sails it out to midfield. Haberman will head it there. Back to the Camels' end and then quickly returned. Juggled away from Perugini. And that ball, I think, did it hit the official or did they rule a handball? I'm going to give this ball. Official's going to drop this ball right in front of Haberman. He pops it right side. Scafone trying to track it down. Bounces once into the corner. Scafone can't get away from Jack Nuri, who sends it up the line towards midfield. Kalibi twists it, and it's going to skip out of play. Mendo to throw in from along the near touchline. Duran with the left foot. Bounced out to the 18. Miscommunication here, and eventually Booth comes out to get it. Jack Nuri. Now Borden plays it into the corner, right side. This ball carried into the box, struck off the post. That one off the crossbar and rolled out to the left side. Near miss for Franklin and Marshall. Here comes Mintz zigzagging his way. A lot of space up ahead. Mintz drives it from midfield, and it's high. And the Franklin and Marshall bench coming alive now after hitting that crossbar. That was Adam Green who wrung it off the iron. Foul here on the far side. A good response here from Franklin and Marshall. Camels owned about that first 7 minutes. Team that wants to play aggressive, physical, take a lot of shots. Mendo zigzags his way through midfield, sprints away from Thomas Kaplan, lays it left side, Perugini. This ball left at the box. Vandenberg right side, Scafone with some space, strikes it with the right foot, and he scores! Matt Scafone juggled it at the 18, puts it inside the left post, and the Camels' leading goal scorer gets his 10th of the year and puts Connecticut College in front 1-0. What a turn of events. Franklin and Marshall rings one off the crossbar. Adam Green mere millimeters away from giving Franklin and Marshall the lead. Play comes back the other end, and Matt Scafone, who else? Was an All-American last year, first team All-Conference for the Camels this year. Head coach Ruben Burke talking about Scafone, said that he leads the team through his exemplary work ethic and competitiveness, and that he's had a remarkable 4-year career for the Camels. He's had so many big moments and big goals. Camels once again will get to work from in front. Strong tackle made here. Connor Endurko. 10th goal of the year for Scafone. For a large part of the year, the Camels, averaged 1.8 goals per year. Had a couple of blowouts in there that really kind of buoyed that number. A lot of single score games. Not the case recently. Miles steps up and rips it free. Perugini will lay it back now. Kalesoglu up the line left side. Franklin and Marshall can control. About 15 minutes gone here in this second round game of the NCAA tournament. Winner to advance to the Sweet 16. Perugini heads it into space. Flick back over midfield by the Diplomats. Hoke trying to thread the needle for Scafone, and he does, but Booth is able to get there in time. Great instincts from the junior keeper. That takes guts. You decide to go out there, you have to be decisive, and he was. What a pass, though, from Hoke. Beam trying to get to it. Jack Borden sends it down the line right side. Green will sprint onto it. Green trying to turn the corner. Runs into Charlie Miles, who plays it up to the 18. Vandenberg now out to midfield for the Camels. Trying to move quickly. Perugini lost it. Whistle here out high. And this will be a good opportunity for Franklin and Marshall. Free kick about 28 yards away from the goal, offset to the right side. With 28:55 to go here in the first half. This will be Jack Borden to line it up. Borden strikes with the right foot, right on goal. Bouncing ball, punched out by Sylvester. Ball still loose and flung out to the left side by the Camels. Vandenberg just punches it into the air, bouncing out to midfield and down the line, but still in play. Wow, Sylvester there in his goal with the goal mouth leaning backwards. Able to keep that one out. Well, that's two now that the Diplomats feel like they could have had. Petruso intercepted by Hoke. Mendo reaches out and grabs it. And under control moves it out to midfield for Rai Duran, who slides it in stride left side for Kalesoglu. Big time stop for Peter Sylvester. Keeps the Camels in the lead. Here's Scafone now working one-on-one right side. Scafone trying to turn the corner. Scafone looking for the cross. He's got it in right to Booth. Booth, the 6'6" keeper. Not many angles to be had on him. And the officials are going to stop time, I think, to go check on that goal, which, like I said, got popped off during that last scramble. Big time stop from Sylvester. 21st in the NCAA in goals against average, 18th best save percentage in the nation. Camels as a team only allowing .63 goals per game. And the 8th best save percentage in the country, 85.7%. That is what the Diplomats are facing now. But obviously lots of time left in this one. Green trying to move it ahead, intercepted by the Camels. Hoke 20 yards away from his own goal, sends it near side, no one home. Throw in along the near side here. Isaac Mintz will do the honors for the Diplomats. Another start for him this year. Diplomats' all-time leader in starts. Here comes Borden with space. Camels looking for a call, none coming. And the ball is ripped free by Beam. And he just sends it down the river. Mintz on the width, left side. And turns it over. 25-37 to go here in the first half. If you're just joining us, the Camels lead 1-0 thanks to Matt Scaffone. 10th goal of the year. Franklin and Marshall, though, have had some great chances. Rung one off the crossbar. Perugini with the advantage now. Sends it left side. Beam, 1-on-2, trying to play it into the box. Perugini can't get to it, and a whistle here on the inside against the Camels. Play will go back the other way. Officially a 3-2 shot advantage for the Diplomats. Each team with a shot on goal. That lone shot on goal for the Camels found the back of the net. Diplomats drive it here, back into Camel territory. Hoke will head it away. Scaffone spins, and Mintz will feed it out. We talked about how important the midfield was going to be in this type of game. So far, the Camels have done most of the control there. Vandenberg out high with the left foot. That one sails wide. No hesitation there from Gavin Vandenberg. And really kind of a dose of their own medicine here from the Camels to Franklin and Marshall. Not looking for a perfect shot, just the most available shot. Booth, under some pressure, slides it out to the near side. Scaffone whistled for the foul here, trying to hop in front of Oscar Horwitz. Was coming off a record-breaking season, broke the single-season points and goals record. Tied a program single-season game-winning goals record of 7. 2023. A senior from Glen Rock, New Jersey. Rajan finds a loose ball here, drives it to the far side. Beam will accelerate to it, looks to carry into the box. Beam staggering left side with the left-footed drive. Save made by Booth. Punches it out to the 18. Diplomats will clear it back the other way. Hoke. Ball along the far touchline stays in play. And it's going to belong to the Camels. That is the indication from the official at first. No, they're going to give it back to the Diplomats. Borden trying to navigate the near side. Scaffone steps up, knocks it free, draws a foul as he's upended. Camels wanting color. Midfield official saying to be quiet. Scaffone okay. He pleads his case. 21:50 to go. here in the first half. And they do give a yellow. Issued to Isaac Mintz. And no surprise for Mintz, that's his 6th yellow of the year. Far and away the team leader and had the most yellows in the Centennial Conference this season. And this is going to be an interesting stretch of the game. A big wave of subs here for the Camels. This is really the strength and backbone of this team. You can bring 5 off and 5 on and not really have the quality of play diminish. And that's really how they outlast teams. Foul here. And just when you think you're over the hump of this first unit, second unit for the Camels has done a lot of damage. Free kick. About 8 yards over midfield. 20.5 to go here in the first half. Camels leading 1-0. Really dominated the first 7 minutes. Beam from midfield to Booth. He snags it. In the fray, makes the save. And he twists it out to Isaac Mintz. Sprinting away from Brendan Clare. Into a crowd. Ball still loose. Scafone trying to knife it back to his defense. And now Scafone in traffic will keep it away from Cole Winterstein. Borden to the far side. Ball driven ahead. Loose and Hoke will take it for the Camels. Surveys and moves it ahead. Clare just shouldered down, and that's an easy call. Franklin and Marshall, they play physical. Expect them to only try and up the physicality as the game goes along and if they're still trailing. Mendo. Nifty move to spin along the near touchline. Gets it back to Kraus. Now Haberman. Chips it with the left foot down into the far side corner, and that's too strong and out of play. 18:57 to go in the first half. Franklin and Marshall has had 2 really high-quality scoring chances, but for the most part, this game right now is being dictated by the Camels. Can they change that? Long ball down the far side. Wes Wise will get to it. Leaves it back out wide. Camels defense converges and takes it away. Scafone sprinting back. Can't cut off the angle on Green. Green now. Right along the near touchline. Does keep it in play. Little give and go. Green to the outside. Down the left wing side with Clare on his back. Green with the right foot. Shot is blocked. Kraus not able to come away with it. Here comes Borden into the box. Borden through traffic. Sprints out high. His right-footed shot is blocked. Nuri into the corner, and the Camels just rocket it off the field into the crowd. Quick restart here from the Diplomats, headed out by Hoke in the first corner of the day for Franklin and Marshall. 17:34 to go. Borden will place it down in the far corner, right side. Kalibi sets up at the corner of the 18 right side. Borden now strikes it with the right foot. It's going to come up short. Bounced out to the 18. Creos leaves it for Mendo, who lifts it in the air but not out. Controlled by the Diplomats. Squib left side. Camels. Scafone will get there first. Scafone hops around one man along the touchline and out. Last touched by Franklin and Marshall. 16:44 to go in the first. Still 1-0 Connecticut College. This ball ricochets off of Anderko and out. Throwing along the near side for the Camels, who won the 2021 NCAA championship. Made it to the Elite Eight last year. Basically returned everybody to this year's squad. Free ball at midfield, launched left side. Creos trying to track it down, make the spots. Miles steps all the way up at midfield, applying pressure here. There's really not a lot of room as Hoke heads it out. Diplomats keep it. Not a lot of room for the Diplomats to operate. Camels are right in their face everywhere they go. Foot race for it here. Diplomats control. Borden forced to play it back near midfield. This ball blocked at the 18. Wise now looking to turn right side. Lays it out wide. Handled there by the Diplomats. Ball poked free, loose along the far touchline. Knocked out, and this will belong to the Diplomats to throw in deep in the far corner, right side. And behind the play, Hoke is shaken up. Down in the box, and as the last thing the Camels want to see. He has been terrific here in this first half. And not just the first half, but all season long. Starting from the get-go, Dylan Hoke. And the trainers will come on for him. So we will take a quick break. 15:01 to go in the first. Connecticut College leading 1-0. You're watching second round action of the Division III men's soccer tournament. We'll be back. Welcome back to the field. 15:01 to go here in the first half. Hoke, good sign, able to get up to his feet and jog off to the near side. Gets a big hand from both sides here. And then he's already trying to get back in the game, but and yeah, he's going to be able to sub right back in. The officials try and sort this out here about how and when he can return to the game. He gets a quick drink of water. He has had a busy first half here for the Camels, who have to reset here now, though. He will not be in there defensively for this sequence. And a big one here for the Diplomats, who will throw in from the far side. Green standing as far back as he can on the hill on the far corner right side. Will look to throw in here for Franklin and Marshall. Gets a run up to it. He's going to throw it short into the corner. Look to get the return pass. Chips it with the left foot into the box. Popped in the air off the header. Headed to the left side by Scafone. Spots pops it high in the air. And then we get a whistle in deep. And the Camels will get the ball back. And Hoke right back out there on the field. Great sign for Connecticut College. The last thing you want to see, anybody wants to see, is injuries at this stage of the game in your season. Diplomats play keep away from Scafone. This one rolls off the Camels at midfield. Haberman last to touch it, and it goes out. 14-19 and counting here in the first half. Camels leading 1-0. Green goes off his knee and out. Jorge Mendo will throw in. A senior from Spain. Mendo in the way of Wise once again. Hoke out to midfield, touched by Kreos. Down the right side, Kreos will chase after it. Mintz will try and stay away from him. Mendo intercepts at midfield. Walks down the right side, twists this one out high. Spots trying to one-touch it in front for Kreos. Kreos now out high with the left foot, drives it on the cage, and Booth right there to snag it. That was a rocket off the foot of Jake Kreos. Good positioning from Nolan Booth. Franklin and Marshall now on the run. Into the right side, this one sent on the goal, and it misses the far bar. Green tracking that way as well. Couldn't get out to maybe touch it in. Now, Franklin and Marshall, they've had some chances. Hit a crossbar. Had another one with Sylvester kind of in a scramble. Only 4 shots here in the first half for a team that averages almost 19 a game. So if you're the Camels, you'll take your defensive effort so far. You'd love to have another goal, though. Those one-score games, there's nothing more anxiety-inducing than single-score soccer matches. Just the second ever meeting between these two teams. Met in the second round last year down in Lancaster, Pennsylvania. And all the scoring happened late. Kreos, who has it now, put the Camels ahead. Almost able to thread the needle for Scafone. Ball slidden past him. Diplomats now on the move. Koa Kalibi. Knifed out. Throw in back down the left side. Borden now pops it into the box. Kalibi can't get there. Miles heads it out to the near side, corralled by Mendo. Walks it up the near touchline, and he stepped out. Trying to tiptoe in front of his own bench. 11:22 to go. Mintz throws in. Shielding is Borden. He juggles it. Claire flies it away looking for Elliott Spots, who's knocked down from behind by Anderko. Camels control. Matt Kieros-Newton. Now Kreos. Back for Claire. Wide right side, Scafone, who has not had a breather yet here in this first half. With the right foot diagonally down the left side, Kieros-Newton, who has great speed, cannot get there in time. More subs here for the Camels. Mendo will get a breather. And right on cue, Scafone and Haberman will as well. Luke Sabelli, Caleb Wong, and Aiden Keith on for the Camels here for the final 10 minutes of this first half. And you can hear Ruben Burke telling his team to press the ball. Wise pokes this down the right side, and this is offside. Jack Borden offside. Didn't hear the whistle. He drove it on the cage. Sylvester makes the save. Does not matter. Another near miss for Franklin and Marshall. It was really the first 10 minutes of this first half that belonged to the Camels. That led to their 1-0 lead. Who will win the last 10? And we're going to get a corner here for Connecticut College. Their second of the afternoon. And it'll be Kairos Newton from the far corner left side. No one set up short. Everyone piled up inside the box. With 8:50 and counting here in the first half, Kairos Newton swings the right leg, drives it right into the fray. Ball bounced around, loose out high, back out onto the width. Kairos Newton secures it, hits it with the right foot, and that's blocked. Crail's trying to intercept at midfield, overruns it. And now sent back by the Camels. Big time blocked shot. That's Nathan Schlesinger, the junior from Harrison City, Pennsylvania, who made that block for the Diplomats. 8:10 and counting to go here in the first half. Still a 1-0 game. Kalibi, Mintz, and Nuri will come off now. And Hoke is down again. And this is the second time, I wonder if he's just cramping up. I mean, he's been active. He's been all over the place. You saw him, maybe you saw him when he came off last time, he was begging for a sip of water. And he's going to get subbed off here now. And he's limping, and that, don't always want to speculate, but maybe we will a little bit. Looks like that's probably a cramp. 7:49 to go in the first. We can speculate in a positive sense. You never want to speculate if something's a horrific injury, but if it looks like it's just a case of, hey, it's hotter than you'd expect here on November the 17th here in the Northeast. Deceptively so. 65 degrees here today. Foul on the far side, out wide. And we may be getting a card here. And a yellow is issued as well. Free kick right side here for the Diplomats. Another opportunity to try and knot this game up. Wise will line it up wide on the right side, basically 18 yards away, but almost all the way out at the far touchline. Wise will send it high to the far bar, headed out into the middle. This one struck with the left foot, but high and off the field. $7:11 to go. Sylvester sends it over midfield. Headed first by the Diplomats. Camels trying to move it further. And they do. Kraus trying to pick it out of the air. Touches it back into space. Keith will have to race for it. Plays it down across. Horvatiano will knife it out to midfield. Camels come away with it. Touched out, and they'll keep it. Good work on the far side by Caleb Wong, freshman from Hopkinton, Mass. Horvatiano lays it into midfield. Charlie Miles along the ground. Gets it up the middle for Sibeli. This one played into the box. Staggering the shot. The score! Elliott spots. And the Camels lead 2-0. Fourth goal of the year for Spots. And a big one with 6:03 to go in the first half. And now the mountain gets a little steeper for Franklin and Marshall.
Connecticut College goal, scored by number 33, Elliott Spots.
Well, 13 minutes in, it was Scafone. And with 5:45 left, it's Spots. And a 2-0 lead for the Camels. Jack Lavarelle whistled for the foul here. There's an important 5 minutes here. Can't get too high if you're the Camels. Borden. This good ball into the box. Sylvester sprints out, hops and grabs it, and quickly boots it away. Kraus locked up with Borden. And as those two jockey, the whistle is made. 4:43 to go. You can tell it's only the first half. 4 minutes to go with 2-0, knowing the type of team they're going up defensively. The intensity picked up here for Franklin and Marshall, and the desperation. Sylvester calls for it and falls on it out near the 18. This one headed away from Kraus at midfield. Borden intercepted by Horvatiano with the left foot long down the left side out of the reach of Spots. Diplomats forced to play back to Booth. Along the ground dangerously, almost gave it right back to Spots on the doorstep. That would have been catastrophic. 3:47 to go in the first. Diplomats lose it out of play on the far side. Franklin and Marshall regains possession. They'll throw in from the far side. 3:24, 3:23, 3:22 to go in the first half. Whistle here against the Camels as they were trying to take off and run. Borden will place it down. 15 yards past midfield, and he's going to work quickly. He's going to drive it right on the cage, headed by the Diplomats' right side. One-time shot is blocked, popped in the air, loose and out of play, and this is going to be a corner. Can Franklin and Marshall scratch one in here to make this a one-score game at the half? Borden will place it down in the right corner, 2:35 to go. Clock rolling here. Borden swings the leg, drives it towards the cage, blocked out to the left side, and Keith just sends it back out to midfield on the clear for the Camels. Served into the box. Wise trying to track it. Headed away from him. Out to the right side. Controlled by Franklin and Marshall. Into the box. Rolled on the cage, and that one snuck through, but Sylvester there to fall on it. Big kick from Sylvester. Bounces off of Thomas Kaplan. Into the far corner. Camels will throw in from that point with 99 seconds to go here in the first half. And in control. And taking their time. Horvatiano runs up to launch it in. And Booth sprints out and grabs it with the mitts. Franklin and Marshall trying to counter quickly. Booth quickly kicks it away. Everyone racing up the field. Lavarelle shielded from the ball. He touches it out.
1 minute remaining.
Final minute. Franklin and Marshall trying to hurry. Spots. Pressure from behind. Diplomats keep it down the right side. Worked into the corner. The shot is blocked. Ricochets to Kraus. He secures it. Puts it up for grab for Spots. And he's shielded from the ball, and it twists all the way back to Booth. 29 seconds to go in the first half. Booth from his own 18. Back over midfield, bouncing ball. Claire will hop to it. Flicks it down the far touchline. 14 seconds to go as it's pitched into the air.
10,
Claire once again swipes and misses.
7,
Ball down the right side.
5,
Intercepted by Miles. He pokes it out, and that does it for the first half. The Camels bookend the first half with goals, and they will feel happy heading to the locker room. They lead 2-0 here over Franklin and Marshall in this second round game of the NCAA tournament. We will take a break while the teams head off the field. As I said, you're watching the second round in Region 4 of the Division III Men's Soccer National Tournament. We'll be back. Welcome back to Freeman Field here on the campus of Connecticut College in historic New London, Connecticut. The Camels of Connecticut College leading the Diplomats of Franklin and Marshall 2-0 as we get set for the start of the second half of this Division III men's soccer NCAA tournament second round game. The Camels trying to advance to the Sweet 16 and once again do it at the expense of the Diplomats. Last year they did it on the Diplomats' home field. Franklin and Marshall obviously had this one in their minds coming into the tournament, wanted to try and return the favor, but now they will have an uphill battle against this very good Camels squad and one of the best defenses in the country. Andrew Pizzelli here bringing you the action. Thank you for finding us here on a gorgeous Sunday afternoon. Not a cloud in sight here at the field. And the 2-0 lead, bookend goals really in that first half. The Camels in the 13th, Matt Scaffone with his team leading 10th, and then Elliott Spots in the 39th to make this a 2-0 advantage. Camels moving from right to left now here to start this second half in their home whites. Franklin and Marshall in the road blacks moving from left to right. And the Camels really dominated that first half. Controlled the ball. Franklin and Marshall had some chances nonetheless. Rung a ball off the post. Had another one with Sylvester kind of scrambling. Well, they don't ask how, they ask how many. And the most important statistic of the day is 2-0 in favor of Connecticut College. And they have pressed and really smothered Franklin and Marshall so far for the most part. Can they change that? Here comes Jack Borden. Angling right side. Will play it out wide. Green. He's the one who hit the crossbar. Space carries into the box. Green trying to carry to his left foot. Poked away. And Beam with the left foot softly chips it back. And the Diplomats, Mintz, played it all the way back to Booth. That was good interior defense from Alessandro Horvatiano. One of 12 seniors on this Camel squad. Well, like I said, last year made a run to the Elite Eight and basically returned everyone. Green blindly fires it with the left foot, poked away by Haberman. Headed back into Camels territory. Beam trying to track it down. Him and Horvatiano sandwich Green. Now across midfield. Cut off and taken by Spots. Make this Krayos down the left side. Beam trying to sprint to it into the corner. It's poked out. And it will belong to the Camels, who will throw in from the near corner left side. Camels get organized here, ready for this chance. Horvatiano will get as long as a run as he can up to this one. Deep in the corner left side. He flings it in. Headed back out high. Crashing in is Duran. He juggles. Can't get the shot away. It's blocked. Kalibi was standing in the way. And the Diplomats drop it all the way back to Sylvester, who will pick it up now with Kalibi in front of him. Camels getting here today after the win yesterday. Foul right in front of the Camels bench. That's Beam who got upended. Camels once again looking for a card. None coming, just a foul. Kalesoglu sends it forward. Duran. Soft header. Blocked. Borden can't get to it. Horvatiano ricochets it back. Tied up with the official. Spins back to the outside now. And looks to play it out wide. Beam settles it down along the touchline. And again, this time now, I think color will be drawn. And the official is not happy with the Camels bench, asking one of the assistant coaches, "Who are you? You can't talk to me." Well, the only thing you knew if you're the Camels that Franklin and Marshall is going to come out in this second half aggressive. You have to be ready for that, not let your emotions get the better of you. Now, it hasn't cost them. If you're the Camels, you just want to settle down and play through it. Free kick from the left side. This one in front, headed and blocked. And out of trouble, it's sent. Scafone gets upended. This one, Chip Perugini just misses. Swing and a miss. Trying to one-time that one on the goal. It ends up going off of a Diplomat and will get a corner. Haberman had a chance as well from out deep. Ball placed down in the left corner. Emotions running high right now on both sides. This one sent to the far bar, headed high and out of play. Booth directing traffic now. This is only the first 5 minutes of this second half. You can feel the intensity on the field. This one rolls back to Booth. He zips it out to midfield, Kalibi. Able to sneak it through. Beam. Pops it across, still up for grabs. Loose and taken by Borden now. Borden out high. Kalibi sends it out wide. Green with some space. Waits, chips it back. Door, and that one will go wide. Last touch by the Camels. Corner coming here for Franklin and Marshall. Looking for a spark. It'll be Borden to place it down, far corner left side. He quickly swings the leg. This one bounces into the right side on the wing into the corner, and it's out. Oscar Horwitz not able to get to it in time. And a player down for the Diplomats. And that looks like Kaplan, who's going to have to walk off. .39:01 to go here in the second. Camels will throw in from the near corner. Deep angle throw in from their own territory. Kaplan to Borden, back to Kaplan. Along the near touchline, plays it on the ground. Ball put into space. Perugini. Now Scafone sprints up the right side, knifing his way, staggering through the defense, place of the 18. Perugini spins away from trouble, gets to his left foot, touches it out wide. Beam with the cross. Scafone trying to backhand it on the goal, gets knocked down. No call coming. Haberman now carries through traffic, looking to strike it with the right foot. That's blocked. Out wide right side. Touch back to Haberman. Into the box. Looking for the cross. The left-footed drive. That one sneaks backside, and Beam can't touch it in. Make that Perugini and Beam both on the back door. Goal kick coming. Camels faithful applauding the effort here. This ball sails out. Misplayed by the Diplomats. 37:40 to go in the second. And we'll see if the Camels, who obviously have the defense to rest on, but so far no sign of Dylan Hoke here in the second half. Wise tangled up, forced to retreat. See if the Camels look to play more offense than defense. Scafone looks for daylight. Run out to midfield. Beam now along the near side. Inches away from making this a 3-0 game. Locked up with Borden. Borden, strong dribble to keep it alive. Chased down from behind. A lot of hand fighting there with Gavin Vandenberg. Perugini trying to slip it through for Beam. And that one's knocked free. That was Connor and Durko. Last line of defense there. Horvat Diano now for the Camels. Brings it over midfield. Ricocheted away from him. Throw in here for Connecticut College along the near side. Beam left it in space. Mintz make this Jack Bear down the right side. Sylvester comes out to grab it. Mendo up the right side. Vandenberg jousting in the corner, comes free with it. Corner of the 18. Players spill out all over the place. It has been a physical start to the second half. Throw in far side for the Camels as we approach 10 minutes gone here in this second frame. Mendo to throw in. Pitches it into the box. Headed away by the Diplomats. Scafone trying to get to it. Flicked out to midfield. Strong tackle by Horvat Diano. Negating a would-be counter. Here comes Kalesoglu. Down the right side. Lays it for Scafone. Along the end line. Scafone with the back foot. Trying to play it in front. And it's knifed out to midfield by the Diplomats. And now they look to counter. Trying to play it down the right side. Sylvester will get there and keep it away from Green. Aggressive goalie play by Peter Sylvester. 21st in the country in goals against average. 18th in the nation in save percentage. 17th best goals against average in D3. Active right now players. This one blocked by Miles. Popped in the air out to the width. And a lot of the credit for that goes to his defense, which has been spectacular so far here today. This one's just ripped away by Haberman. Who's done a lot of the dirty work defensively this year from his midfield spot for the Camels. Scafone has this one chipped away. A lot of play. Vandenberg will chip in from the far side. And just to finish the note on Sylvester, 23rd amongst all divisions in active goals against average. That is the resume and the type of defense that the Diplomats are going up against here. Camels, though, are not resting on their laurels. Mendo shields here and will throw in. Camels want more. Not happy with the 2-0 lead. Marco Perugini through traffic to the goal line. Throws it out in front. It's blocked Booth maybe got a piece of that. It ricochets out of play along the far side and in a deep throw-in. Mendo. Deep in the corner, right side. Flings it into the box. Headed by Haberman. And it skips out of play. Kalesoglu can't get to it. Booth will fall on it. 33 minutes to go. If you're a Connecticut College fan, that clock feels like it's taking forever. If you're a fan of Franklin and Marshall, it feels like it's moving a million miles an hour. Whistle here against the Diplomats. Haberman once again drawing the whistle at midfield. Camels play it deep down the left side for Beam. He tracks it down, trying to work one-on-one. Touches it out high to Perugini. Perugini dancing down, spins away from Mintz. Perugini into the box. This one blocked, knifed out high, turning, firing, he scores! Pinball wizard for the Camels, and Gavin Vandenberg makes this a 3-0 game. 32-14 to go. Could feel that coming. The Camels not satisfied with the 2-0 lead to start this second half. Third goal of the year for Vandenberg. Spoke to it before, the depth of this Camels team. Three goals on the board once again for Connecticut College, who at times this year struggled to score.
Connecticut College goal scored by number 9, Gavin Vandenberg.
This one given away. Vandenberg gets around both, fires, and it goes off the side of the cage. The momentum avalanching right now the Camels' way. Average 1.86 goals per game for most of this year. But a 4-1 result yesterday pushed that up to 2 goals per game. And really, it was the loss here to Wesleyan late in the regular season meant that the Camels were going to have to go on the road in the NESCAC tournament. Do things the hard way. But sometimes a loss can help wake you up, and it has for this Camel squad, who obviously had high expectations coming into the year after a run to the Elite Eight last year. And sometimes it can be hard to go through the whole regular season again, knowing you just want to get back to the tournament. Had to go on the road and win and earn their first ever NESCAC championship. One of 5 NESCAC teams hosting regionals this weekend. 8 NESCAC teams, the entire playoff field from the NESCAC, made the NCAAs. Camels so far to this point have been dominant here at Freeman Field in the tournament. Free kick is blocked. Left at midfield. Diplomats have it, and another shot is blocked. Here's Newton stepping in the way. This one ricochets out. Last touch by Marco Perugini. Perugini lifted down the right side. Scafone juggles it. He gets tripped up from behind. And this is going to be a yellow. Scafone down. I think that yellow is going to be on Schlesinger. They help Scafone to his feet, whose goal right now, 13:03 into this game, so far is in line to be the game-winning goal. Has 2 of those on the year. Duran and Horvat-Diano line this one up. Horvat-Diano with the left foot will send it wide of the cage. .29:17 to go. It's a 7-1 score differential so far for the Camels. So far here in this regional. Beam. Make this Kyrus Newton. Zigzagging his way. Trying to get away from Schlesinger. Pushes him down from behind and then falls on him. Camels now take their time. This ball left at the 18, knocked away by the Diplomats. Bouncing to the far touchline. Mendo will shield it and let it go out, and we'll throw in. Mendo down the right side, spots. Knocked away from him. Deeper throw in here for the Camels, who have just kept the pressure on. No let up to start this second half. Not comfortable with what was a 2-0 lead. Expand it to 3. Spots throws it in. Kalesoglu gets tied up. Headed in loose at the 18. Poked back. Kalibi misfires. This ball just changes hands in the air. Mendo down the right side, wide of Haberman. Haberman gets to his right foot now, corner of the 18. Haberman down the right side, being held. Haberman with the cross, and that one goes wide and will go out of play. Well, approaching the midpoint here of the second half, and if you're the Camels, you have to expect Franklin and Marshall is going to scratch, claw, grab, pull, do anything they can to try and change this game. Sylvester juggles and just fires it off the field. Diplomats want to react quickly. Here comes Borden now. Knifed away from him. Kicked out to midfield. Spots. Bouncing ball. Touches it to himself into space. And we get a whistle that will stop this. And a handball ruled here. Kalibi down the right side, and that's out of the reach of Lipschutz. Well, Diplomats trying to do something that only one other team has done this season to the Camels. That score 3 goals. Wesleyan did that back on October 29th. Like I said, that was the loss. 3-1 here. That woke this Camels team up. They had to go to Amherst, knock off the 2-time defending conference champion. That game went to PKs. They've only allowed 1 goal in each game so far in the postseason. It's Amherst, Williams, Middlebury in the NESCAC championship. 1 goal yesterday after a 4-0 lead to Suffolk. 3-0 the score right now with 26-18. to go here in the second half. Awaiting a goal kick here from Peter Sylvester. Ball out of play. Petruso make this mince. Will drop it in. Kalibi, who's been held in check. Duran. Twisted away. Sibeli. Up the right side. Physical play there. Franklin and Marshall will come away with the ball. Mendo, though, steps in, intercepts, draws contact, and the whistle. And another card issued. .45-41 to go. This one lifted into the box, headed away from Spots. Now high intercepted. Vandenberg plays it left side. Spots trying to race for it, but Booth will cut off the angle and fall on it. Every possession so critical here for Franklin and Marshall. Jack Borden. Mintz. Cut off by Kiros Newton. Horvat Diano gets it to Chibelli. Loose ball down the left side. Spots can't get to it. This will be a throw-in here for Franklin and Marshall right off the end of the Camels bench. 24-54 to go. It's a 9-6 shot advantage for the Camels. 4-2 shots on goal. Just 6 shots for Franklin and Marshall. None here in the second half officially. Like I said, for a team that averaged 18.5. Chance here, though. Looking for a spark. 24-20 to go. Corner coming here for Franklin and Marshall. Struck towards the goal, blocked out high, and the Camels just clear it from trouble. This one blocked to the 18, lifted to the left side, slow roller. Sylvester right on the money for that one. This kick sails over midfield. Will bounce out. Slight breeze now at the field. Kind of blowing diagonally across the field. More wind down the south end of the field. The Camels' defensive end. Carrying that kick to the near side and out. Kiros Newton heads this one out. Borden to throw in. 22:55 to go. Borden flings it down the right side. Kalesoglu will head it first. Loose on the ground. Chibelli finds Kiros Newton. Looking to spin through contact. Kalibi. And he got fouled. First team All-Centennial for the second consecutive season, Koa Kalibi. Borden lifts this into the box. Headed back outside. Franklin and Marshall will control, but now chased out to midfield. This one will roll, and Sylvester will have it. And just more time ticks away here. It's a 3-0 Camels lead. Dominant performance so far here from Connecticut College. This was the matchup that Franklin and Marshall wanted. Chance to avenge last season's PK loss in the second round. Sometimes you have to be careful what you wish for. Ball will roll out. Camels will get it back. Another sensational year for the Diplomats, though. 11th consecutive year in the tournament. Won yesterday for the 17th win in the NCAA tournament under head coach Dan Wagner. Team's gone to the Sweet 16 4 times, the Elite 8 twice. Staring back-to-back eliminations in the second round at the hands of the Camels. 3 goals in 21 minutes to try and flip that script. That's what the Diplomats need, but you can only get one at a time. Poked right side. This one pinballs in front, and Sylvester blocks it out. Corner coming. Borden will place it down in the near corner, right side. Clock rolling with 20 and a half to go. Borden now directing traffic. The light breeze in his face. No one set up short. Borden strikes it, and it skims off the head of a Diplomat into the corner left side. Controlled there and played back out wide. Lipschutz, that one into the goal, and it goes off the top of the goal. That one headed in close, but just off the mark. $19:40 to go. Good battle here that Jack Lavarelle comes away with the ball. Down the right side, Caleb Wong chased into the corner but lost it. Sylvester sprints out and grabs this. Out at the 18, taking no chances. 18:56 to go. Sylvester drives it away. Franklin and Marshall will head it up the field, juggled, but lost along the far side. Three 0 Camels lead. Mendo flings it in, spots, puts it into space. Bouncing ball down the right side, a foot race, but once again getting there is Sylvester, and he'll just collapse on top of it. The senior from Smith's, Bermuda. Camels head coach Ruben Burke said that Sylvester's been one of the best goalkeepers that he's ever coached in college soccer. That he's fearless, smart, mentally tough. He has been the anchor. Lipschutz down the right side, some space to operate. He crosses it into the middle. Horvat Diano, make this Mendo, flicks it away to midfield. Spots, gets a piece of this out of play. Throw in here for Franklin and Marshall. They have to work quickly. 17:36 to go, chasing 3 goals. Borden into space, moves it right side. Green lays it out wide. Lipschutz now working back to his left foot. Crossed out to the 18. Moved left side, and the shot save made by Sylvester, but offsides was called anyways. So we approach 17 minutes to go here in the second half. This kick from Sylvester goes out of play. Head coach Ruben Burke Yells out to his team to focus. It's the hardest thing you can do is end another team's season. And the good teams, like Franklin and Marshall, you have to play them hard until there's triple zeros on the clock. This one twisted into the box, spinning free, looking for the shot. Lots of contact. Shot is blocked. And now knife back out and popped to midfield. Diplomats have been close so many times here this afternoon. Lip shuts. Taken away. Caleb Wong plays it into space. Spots will accelerate to it. Spots with the shot, and Booth makes a sliding save, reaching out with his foot. They call offsides very late. Flag up on the far side. Off Duhar. Trying to move it ahead. Camels just pitch it back out of play. 15:30 to go. Duhar slipped. Throw in along the near side. Jack Borden directing traffic here. Sends everyone away. Throws it as hard as he can, trying to get it into the box. He does. Headed out. Kalibi can't get to it. Long at midfield. Right side, sent long and deep once again. Spots trying to track it down, and he can. Spots now, hits the brakes and surveys. Twists it with the left foot, trying to get Wong onside. Wong in the box, turning, firing. This one deflected left side. A big push in the box. No call. Camels are irate. Wong with the physical play to knock down a Diplomat. No call that way. Makeup call perhaps. This one lifted out high. Blocked there. Lavarelle can't get in front of Green. Charlie Miles at midfield on one knee. Slides it back across four Spots, whose pocket is picked. 14:07 to go. Kalesoglu knocks this away. Camels will boot it off the field. Really going to become desperation time now here for the Diplomats. 13:56 to go. Camels leading 3-0. Diplomats will throw in from the far side. And a player down on the back side here for the Diplomats. And that's off Duhar. Getting helped. And able to walk off onto the field. The freshman from San Francisco, California. And he's going to walk off. Gives a chance for both teams to catch their breath. 13:56 to go here in the second. Camels led 2-0 at the half. 3-0 since the early part of this second. Jack Nuri is going to sub on for Afduhar. This one blocked. Loose left side, still in the box. Looking to shield with it. And we got a corner coming. Diplomats trying to play as quickly as they can. Borden from the far corner left side swings the right leg. This one blocked and booted up high. Spots trying to peel it out of the air. Nuri trying to lift it back inside. Kalibi collides with a Camel, can't get to it. Kalesoglu down the right side. Spots sprinting toward it for the Camels. And it's taken away by Franklin and Marshall. 13:09 to go. This one high down the left side. Block Charlie Miles. Make this Lavarelle. Spots now. To the near side to Vandenberg. He's got the lone goal here of the second half. Wanted to move it left side. That was blocked. Racing out is Brendan Clare. Mintz off his back foot. Chips it for Anderko. Franklin and Marshall now on the move. Through midfield. Collision there. Both players spill down. That was Jack Nuri who got tripped up by Jack Lavarelle. And he's shaken up, and the official is going to stop time with 12:18 to go. See if they need to stop time for the trainer. And they will once again. So we will step aside briefly here. 12:18 to go. Down the stretch, the Camels trying to hang on. They lead 3-0. You're watching second round action of the Division III Men's Soccer National Tournament. We'll be back. Welcome back to the field. 12:18 to go here in regulation. Connecticut College leading 3-0. Trying to punch their ticket to the Sweet 16. Andrew Pizzelli here bringing you the call. Thank you for finding us on what has been a gorgeous Sunday afternoon here in New London. There have been many gorgeous afternoons here in New London this fall. Can't ask for much more. You can't ask for much more if you're the Camels, who have had a stellar playoff run so far, trying to cap this one off. Free kick from midfield is blocked. Out to the near side, Mendo will sprint there and flick it down the line, still in play. Spots trying to get to it, looking to juggle it. Knifed out by Franklin and Marshall. Camels will keep it. Great play made by the senior back from Zaragoza, Spain. 11:52 and counting. Spots comes free with it in the box. Pokes it in front. Duran can't get it on the goal. Blocked out high. Beam comes crashing in. Thomas Rooney, freshman back from Newton, Mass, into the game now. We have not seen Dylan Hoke here in the second half, but I think that's just a case of leading 3-0. Lean on your depth, which has been really part of the backbone of this Camels team. Pretty much every major contributor from last year has returned. Once again, trying to make a deep run in the tournament. Kalibi lost it along the near side. Camels get it back. 10:55 to go. Last time that the Camels were here before the tournament, it was a 3-1 loss to Wesleyan. And sometimes losses like that can wake you up. Camels go on a run in the NESCAC tournament, and they're in control here in the second round of the NCAAs. Vandenberg, with the only goal of the second half, shields it in the corner, just trying to kill time. And we've got to that stage of the game. Duran. Kalibi, once again, down the line, keeps it in play. Horvat-Diano, though, picks it out of the sky with his foot. Gets it to Brendan Clare. Rooney disrupting. Duran ends up being whistled for the foul here. 9:53 to go. Franklin and Marshall still chasing 3 goals. Well, defense has been the calling card for this Camel squad. And they have been smothering here today. Intercepted by Horvat-Diano. Shoulder to shoulder with Green. Ball goes out of play. Camels looking for the whistle. None coming. And Scafone will come back in here for Ry Duran, the senior from Downingtown, Pennsylvania. Like I said, 12 seniors on this Camel squad. Nine on Franklin and Marshall. Hoping that this isn't the end, but uphill battle with 9:18 to go. Had a chance. Green, who juggles here in the corner, had a chance to give Franklin Marshall the lead early on. Rung one off the crossbar. And how could that have changed this game? Sylvester will kick it away. This ball up for grabs. Sylvester gets there. He gets upended. No call. Play continues. Scafone battling with Borden. Borden comes up a little limp after that battle with Scafone. This ball played into the corner far side. Diplomat player fell down, but he gets right back to his feet with the ball. Carries into the box. This one blocked. Still loose. Turning. Firing. That shot goes wide. And that one deflected, and a corner coming here with 8:13 to go. And the official is going to stop time once again. And it's Sylvester who's shaken up. The last thing the Camels would want to see. And he's just trying to walk it off and stay in the game. Free kick headed on the goal. Sylvester will pounce on it. And you can tell he's not right. But he's staying out there. Wants to see this one through. Eight shutouts on the year for Sylvester. He does not want to leave his post. 7:30 to go. Camels in control. This one thrown in. Spots trying to play it into space. Franklin and Marshall converges. Launched out to midfield. Petruso underneath it. Kalesoglu keeps it in play. Ricochets off of Vanderko out at midfield. He heads it back into Camel territory. Ball changes hands. Vandenberg now pops it in the air. Beam trying to get to it. Petruso will get there first. This is not where you want to be if you're Franklin and Marshall, playing hot potato in midfield. Claire surveys down the left side and out of play. Claire intercepts this one off a broken play. He gets stripped. Players tied up along the near touchline. Nuri looks to move it, turns it over to Claire, chips it left side, spots, looking to carry into the box, is offside. .6:26 to go. And Sylvester is going to get subbed out. And he's going to get a big hand from this crowd here today. What could be the final game he gets to play here at this field in a Camels uniform. More than earned this one. TJ Krongard will patrol the goal now for the Camels for the final 6:20. Ball deflects out. And this is going to be a goal kick. Krongard, the junior from Montclair, New Jersey. If this score holds, we'll get a share of a shutout. 5:50 away from that. Some reality starting to sink in here for Franklin and Marshall. Chasing 3 goals. Tall task against this Camels defense. Only one team has put up 3 this year on the Camels. Hard play here. Spots with the heavy hit. And he's going to get a yellow. .5:23 to go. And if you're the Camels, no matter what happens here, you just want to control your emotions. You're in control, looking to be playing on. No need to get any extra color than you need. Scafone tripped up. Kalibi keeps on going down the right side, draws another whistle. So we approach the final 5 of this second round game. Borden twists it into the box, left side, headed on the goal, and it skips to Krongard. He snags it. Just his second appearance of the year and his first save of the season. Boots it away with the left foot here. Beam. Zigzagging, trying to sneak it through for Vandenberg. Scafone applying pressure. Borden now. Stop and start along the near side. Takes a hip check from Scafone. The official does now stop time and offers a yellow to Scafone. I think these officials are just going to keep offering color just to try and make sure that tempers don't flare here. And even though this is just the second meeting between these two teams, you would think that this was a long-term rivalry the way this game has been played. 4:16 to go. Borden gets to his feet. He kicks it away with the right foot. This one carries into the box. Popped in the air. Still in the box. Loose and flicked out high. Scafone. Now Vandenberg flips it. Spots will play it into space for himself. Off and running. Spots down the right side, and it's booted away. Turning the field quickly. Jake Rosenfeld sending it away. Senior from Pine Bush, New York. Throwing here for the Camels. Kalibi loses it. 3:35 to go. This has been a very impressive outing here for the Camels. Mendo touches it down the right side. Spots with space. Is just going to walk it into the corner. He loses it. Goal kick coming here. This is Levi Klein taking the place of Nolan Booth in the goal. The senior from Gambrills, Maryland. His first action of the season. Getting a chance to say that he played in the NCAA tournament. This one struck from out deep, and Krongard right there to secure it. Now the Camels can't feel it. 2:28 and counting. Beam into space. Spots can't get it. Mintz up the far touchline. Poked and kept in play. Vandenberg back out wide. Spots surveys. Back down the right side. Ball still in play, and the Camels content to just walk it into the corner and bleed clock. Camels will throw in. 99 seconds to go. That was about 2 weeks ago. Camels wondered if this could even be possible. A 3-1 loss here to Wesleyan meant that they would have to go on the road in the NESCAC tournament. They had to do it the hard way. That loss, though, woke the Camels up. They defeated Amherst, two-time NESCAC champion, on the road. Took penalty kicks, outlasted Williams 2-1. Topped Middlebury 3-1 for their first ever NESCAC championship. And then eliminated Conference of New England champion Suffolk University yesterday 4-1. And here in the final minute, they laid 3-0. Trying to once again eliminate Franklin Marshall from the national tournament. Krongard sprints out and punches it away. Another exclamation point for this Camels defense. And they just dump it all the way back and make Isaac Mintz go chase it. And this is going to be a bitter pill for the Diplomats to swallow. Second year in a row that they have seen their season come to a close at the hands of the Camels. Final seconds ticking off the clock. Shot from deep is blocked. Out wide, sent towards the goal, high and off the field, and that will do it. The Camels can keep their dancing shoes on for the second straight year. Connecticut College will play in the Sweet 16. And for the second straight year, they eliminate these Diplomats. Got to give them credit for another sensational year. And the scoreboard doesn't indicate how far of a game this was, but it does indicate how dominant really the Camels were here today at home. A 3-0 shutout for the Camels. And they will play in the Sweet 16 for Franklin and Marshall. Disappointing, they fall to 10-3-7 on the year, and their season comes to a close, and with it, the careers of their seniors, Oscar Horwitz, Connor Anderko, Jack Nuri, Adam Green, Isaac Mintz, Jake Rosenfeld, Nick Petruso, Levi Klein, and Koa Kalibi. And if this is indeed the final time that we see them in Diplomat uniforms, want to congratulate them on just stellar careers down in Lancaster. Meanwhile, it could be the final home game for the Camels. Obviously, they'll advance, but no certainty whether or not they'd be on the road or get the chance to have a Sweet 16 here. So, could be the final time the Camels get to take to this field with Jack Laverell, Christian Perugini, Jack Kalesaglu, Brendan Clare, Jake Kreos, Jorge Mendo, Matt Scafone, Luke Chibelli, Rai Duran, Alessandro Horvatiano, Sam Beam, and of course, Peter Sylvester, the senior keeper, one of the best to come through this Connecticut College program. And the great show of sportsmanship, despite this being a hard-fought and chippy game. These teams congratulate each other, handshakes all around. And like I said, the intensity of this game, you would have thought that these two teams have been rivals for a long time, but just the second ever meeting between Connecticut College and Franklin and Marshall. And maybe it is the start of a rivalry. But so far, those first two meetings have gone to the Camels, who applaud their home fans who came out today in force to cheer them on. And they'll be playing for the Sweet 16. We want to thank our entire staff and production crew here. Your camera person and producer here today was Jesse Craig. Special thanks as well to Dustin Welf and the entire sports information crew and administration here at Connecticut College for being absolutely tremendous hosts of this regional here in New London. And we want to thank you all for joining and watching this presentation of the NCAA men's soccer tournament produced by the Northeast Sports Network. Once again, your final here this afternoon, Connecticut College 3, Franklin and Marshall nothing. The Camels are